I started my first clothing brand when I probably had, that was like all the money I had. There's ways where you can start it with less. Now, do I really recommend it? But if you're first getting started, the easiest place to sell your product without having to invest money in it is...
Myth number 4, you need serious money to even consider starting a clothing brand.
Well, I started my first clothing brand when I probably had $2,000. So I guess it depends on what we're talking as serious money. Because for me at 16, that was like all the money I had. That was a lot of money. There's ways where you can start it with less. Now, do I really recommend it? Not unless you have an audience. If you have an audience, sure. But those are like the two ways to kind of do it without having to spend a lot of money. At Limitless, we've got a minimum order quantity on like the blank garment side of like 72 units. If you go find like your local mom and pop shops, they're likely gonna be between 36 to 50 units. When it comes to like screen print, embroidery, DTG, all that sort of stuff. Cut and sew, you're typically gonna be around like a 100 unit minimum. You might be able to find some people that'll get away with doing 80 or 72 units. There's even some places that'll get away with doing like 50 units too. It's out of what's called a sample studio overseas in China, as opposed to like actually going direct to the factory. Whereas like if you're starting to hit the hundreds, 300s, 500s, thousands, you're gonna be direct with factory, which will get you way better turn times, way better pricing, communications just a lot clearer, a lot cleaner production. If you're first getting started, the easiest place to sell your product without having to invest money in it is to the people around you, to your immediate circles, to your friends and family. A lot of times we don't all have thousands of friends and hundreds of friends that'll buy things, and same with family members, right? So it's important to kind of start small. Every time that I do this, I've got 50 people at my school, or between my work and my family, I've got 50 people that I can consistently count on. Now, let me try to really kind of branch out and sell this online as well. Then you're starting to build the e-com page, you're building out the Instagram page. It's reaching out to their friends and family. Maybe you've got a couple $100 to run some ads. Now, with a couple $100 to run ads, do not expect those ads to be conversion-based ads. Expect those ads to literally just be billboards, right? Those ads are just getting your brand out there. And likely for like the next 6 months, your content and the ads that you're running is all just gonna be like digital billboards, right? It's just blasting your name, getting it familiar, getting it seen by these consumers. So I just want you to be really careful. Like I know there's a lot of people that'll come out there and be like, oh yeah, well, if I had $2,000, I'd simply start a brand by putting $1,000 into making the product, and I'd spend the other $1,000 in running conversion-based ads. And with those conversion-based ads, I'll flip the drop into 5K. And it's not that easy. It's a lot easier said than done. And like when you're starting something new, the trust for brand new brands that are entering the industry is a lot lower nowadays, because it's been so easy, thanks to companies like Limitless and stuff like that. It's been so easy for these brands to just get started. And a lot of times the people that are starting the brands don't have the right business mindsets behind it to know how to build trust with the consumers, which has tanked a lot of the consumer trust factors. So they're a lot of times buying from things that they know are legit, and they're seeing customers actually getting their product and like winning their products and like doing well. So a lot of the early based ads are gonna be pretty difficult. So don't expect them to be simply for conversion. Expect them to be like billboards that are getting plastered. And then from there, start showing those same consumers that are getting trusted by your ads and are occasionally visiting your page, and start hitting them with next layer content that you're making for free, content of consumers that are actually wearing it in the flesh and are out in the wild, or receiving their orders, or doing unboxing videos. And then the new thing that's really blowing up, and don't shy away from it, live selling. It's a free way to sell. You can start small, you can start early. You're just gonna have to get scrappy with it. You're not gonna be able to do the full custom cut and sew piece like you've always dreamt about doing. You're gonna need to tone it down and get a simple blank shirt like what I'm wearing here, and throw your name across it. Throw a cool design across it. Throw a logo across it. Tone it down on the amount of colors. Go for a classic embroidered hat. Maybe make it 3D puff embroidered, and that's about it.
Myth number 7, passion is the key ingredient to success in the clothing business.
I have an interesting viewpoint on this. Passion is actually what's going to allow you to build. If you're told to just follow your passion, then you're speaking to somebody that